Hey, what's up, guys? Today we'll be talking about applying for a driving license in Ireland if you come from a non European country like me. Now, mind you, this process may take very long, even more so because of the pandemic when driving tests were suspended and the backlog for driving tests was set to be about 100,000 people. That was the number of people that were waiting for taking a driving test. So, I can't really say how long this process will take, but it will be definitely 2 months, even more. I would try my best to keep it short, and I'll also put timestamps in the description. So if you are looking for a certain information, you can just scroll and forward the video to the point that you want to know about. So first of all, let me quickly tell you about the documents that you'll need. Photo ID, address ID, these are the normal documents common for any kind of applications. However, as a non-European, you are going to need a PPS number, that is your public services number, as well as a residency permit in Ireland. So your PPS, your residency permit, along with your passport is what you're going to need to apply for a driving license. Now, if you're someone who has already held a driving license from your home country, then you're going to need a letter of entitlement or a DL status or a driving license statement from the license issuing authority in your home country. Now, usually this is very easy to get online these days. In some countries it may not be possible, so someone in your family will have to physically go and request and send it to you, or maybe you can go back to your home country and then get it from your regional transport office. Other than that, you would need to take an eye test, or in some cases, if you suffer from a medical condition, you might need to take a medical test and submit the result or the certificate. So these are the few documents. There may be more which you can find out yourself. I'll leave the link to NDLS, the National Driver License Services, as well as the Road Safety Authority in the description. Go there and check what documents are required for yourself. So I'll break down this process in a number of steps. It's a very long process. So step one is theory test. The theory test is nothing but the test about your understanding of the rules of the road, as well as about things like safe driving behavior, eco driving, and how to avoid hazards and things like that. There are a lot of resources online. There are apps as well that will help you prepare. For this test. This test is based on 40 questions. It is computer based. There are 40 questions that are put on the screen, and you just have to select the correct answer from the 4 available options. It's pretty simple, and if you prepare well, it's not difficult to crack this test. You can apply for a theory test online. The fee is about 45 euros in 2021. So 45 euros for driver's theory test. Apply for it, crack it. Good luck, all the best. Moving on. The second step is getting a learner's permit. Let's assume that you have cracked the theory test and now you're eligible to apply for a learner's permit. That's the eligibility requirement for the learner's permit. As well as you need to take an eyesight test. At this point, I mentioned earlier that it is a mandatory document, your eye test result. So take a driver's theory test and then take an eye test, because this eye test is valid only for a couple of months, I think. If you don't apply for a learner's permit in those 2 months, then you'll have to take your eye test again. So make sure that you take it after you've taken the driver's theory test. Once again, you can apply for a learner's permit online nowadays, and the fee for it is 35 euros. So driver's theory test was 45 euros and a learner's permit 35 euros. Now the purpose of learner permit is that it allows you to drive a car for the purpose of learning. However, there are certain rules, like you can't drive alone. You have to have an experienced driver sitting next to you, or a driving instructor, an approved driving instructor, I should say. It is valid for 2 years. So from the date of issue up to 2 years, you get a learner permit. That is the time when you're supposed to learn driving. So moving on to the next step, which is taking your essential driver training. It's called EDT. Now you have taken a theory test, you have cracked it, and then you took an eye test or a medical test depending on your situation, and you have applied for a learner's permit and you have received a learner's permit as well. Now if you're someone who already holds a driving license from your home country, then you need to apply for a reduced EDT program. That is a reduced number of lessons for this essential driver's training. There are 12 lessons in EDT. However, if you are an experienced driver having a license from your own home country, I'm from India, so it's applicable for India, and it's applicable for most of the non-European countries. So you are eligible to apply for a reduced program, which is only 6 lessons instead of 12 that those people who don't have experience or don't hold a license from their home country have to take. However, you need to be approved to take a reduced EDT or these reduced number of lessons. I was about to say cases. Anyway, so you need to be approved to take a reduced number of lessons. And for that, you need to fill in a form and attach your letter of entitlement or driver license statement from your home country and send it to the Road Safety Authority of Ireland. Once you send it to them, they'll reply to you in a letter saying your request is approved. You are now eligible to take reduced number of lessons. Now, the other benefit of taking this approval is that you don't need to wait for 6 months to apply for a driving test. Yes, so if you are a new driver, you have to wait up to 6 months after taking your training to practice, get used to driving on roads and vehicle controls and things like that before you can take the test. However, if you're an experienced driver with a driving license from your home country, you don't need to wait that long. You don't need to wait for 6 months if you have been approved to take reduced EDT. Again, there is a link in the description where you'll find information about taking reduced EDT. So when you take these licenses, these have to be with an approved instructor, an approved driving instructor. The Road Safety Authority and the NDLS have this list of approved driving instructors that you can find online. Just phone one of them in your area and tell them that you need to take classes with them, and if they have availability, they will set you up. Now, back when I was learning, I was paying about 40 euros per lesson, but today, before recording this video, I called ISM, Irish School of Motoring, and they are charging about 45 euros. So I'm not sure if the cost has reached, maybe it's different with different instructors, but the standard is 35 euros to 50 euros. No one will ask for more than that. If you think someone is charging you a lot more, look for another instructor and don't pay more than 50 euros. That's my suggestion for 2021. However, if you're watching this video in the future, then it's possible the costs have gone up. So that's just a little bit of suggestion I wanted to give you. On the reduced training program, on the reduced EDT program, you would be taking 6 lessons. So if you pay about 45 euros for one lesson, that's 45 6 are 45 2s are 90 plus 90, 270 euros. So that would be 270 euros for your essential driving test. So 45 euros for the theory test, 35 euros for learner's permit, and then up to 270 euros approximately, could be more, for your EDT program. Moving on. So the next step in this process is applying for a driver's test. A driver's test would cost you 85 euros. You can apply for it online once again. One thing I forgot to point out, that as you take your lessons, as you complete your lessons, your instructor would be uploading your progress online. So RSA has a portal which the ADI or your instructor has access to, and he'll be uploading your progress there. So once your lessons are complete and he is satisfied with the way you drive, he will mark your training as complete, and only then you can take a driver's test or apply for it. So if you apply for the driver's test online, the fee is 85 euros. It's 85 in 2021. I don't know what it'll be in the future. May go up or may go down. However, it's a government thing, so I don't think it will change. So what will happen on the test day is that the tester would be sitting next to you and giving you directions on the road to follow. You say go straight, take the third exit from the roundabout, take the second exit to Lucan, and things like that. My test was taken by a lady tester, and she was very kind actually. I'll share my result as well with you. This is how the test goes. It lasts for about 30 to 40 minutes, and they'll be testing all the aspects of your driving. So now I am myself not a professional. I'm just sharing my experience because I've been through the process. So I'll leave a link in the description to a YouTube channel from Dane Teig. Just go check it out. While researching for this video, I came across his channel, and he has made some very thorough videos. So big shout out to him. Honestly, I enjoyed his videos. I think they are easy enough to understand. So you'll find all the information about the test in his videos. Now, if you pass the test, the tester will give you a certificate of competency. Is that what it's called? Yeah, they'll give you a certificate that'll say that Amir Khan or so and so person has passed the test. Now, once you pass the test, you are eligible to drive in Ireland. However, unless and until you get your driver's license in your hand, you still have to follow the rules of a learner's driver. Yeah. So that brings me to the last step, which is applying for a driver's license. Now, again, this can be done online. You can apply online, pay the fee of 55 euros, and take the printout of the declaration that is emailed to you, sign it, and post it to NDLS. So they are the ones who process your final driving license. I think it takes 3 weeks or so to get your driver's license. Once you have it, you are now eligible to drive in Ireland. However, you are still a novice driver. Your learning is not complete. You still learn every day. Just remember that you need to display an N plate. N stands for novice on your car at the back and the front. So that makes you eligible to drive on all the major roads in Ireland. And that also brings us to the close of this video. So once again, go through all the links in the description. I have tried my best to explain all of this in as little time as possible. Now, if you have My Government ID, My Gov ID, which you create when you apply for your PPSN, all your information or all your goals towards achieving a driving license can be tracked online on the My RSA portal. So the Road Safety Authority has this login where you can check your progress. It's pretty handy. Anyway, guys, that's it. I hope this video helps you. This is last bit of sun in Ireland, so I'm going to go out to take as much sunshine as possible. You guys take care of yourself. Bye bye.